Howdy, I'm Kyle McClanagan, and welcome to this week's episode of The Bat Signal. This week marks the last print production for the spring 2022 semester for the battalion. Final print edition, as well as the final episode of this podcast for the semester, will be out this Sunday. Both the print and the podcast will be back on a bi-weekly basis starting in June. However, since the podcast normally comes out every Thursday, we thought it would be a great opportunity for Michaela Rush and Ruben Hernandez to host this special edition as a pilot for Calculated Culture, a pop culture podcast which we hope to begin as a weekly production in the fall 2020 semester. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome both Michaela and Ruben, who will be discussing the Met Gala.
Howdy, I'm Michaela Rush.
And I'm Ruben Hernandez.
And this is
Calculated Culture.
All right, so today we're going to be talking all about the lovely Met Gala. Also kind of weird because they had the 2021 makeup gala. I mean, it was not that long ago.
It was. When was the last Met Gala?
It was literally a couple months ago because I remember I sat in here in the BAT office with two other people and we talked about it for hours and we had it projected up on
the wall.
Up on the wall. We literally put a projector and look at all of them. But, so just so you guys have a little bit of background, this theme was, quote, Gilded Glamour, talking all about the Gilded Age, which has a very specific theme of, opulence, turning everything all the way up, glitz and glam, just very high fashion. So we're going to talk a little bit about what we loved and what we absolutely hated. Do you want to go first, Ruben, talk about the one you like?
The one that I liked most, I'm not going to lie, it's probably that one old man that was the reporter.
Hamish.
His name's Hamish Bowles. I loved everything that he wore. Right now I'm pulling up a picture. It's giving gilded glamour. The top hat, the cane, and then plus the little olive leaf crown with best dressed.
It's
best
great.
Dressed.
And also what I love is he's not just wearing a tux. It's a very specific genre of tux. It's not just normal red carpet, whatever. It's very much white tie of that era, what somebody would have worn to a fancy
Exactly.
party. My favorite by far was Lizzo's outfit for a couple reasons. One, because I love her personally, but two, because the giant cape with all of these gold leaf style flowers all up and down it, and then having this full body corset with a kind of a gap between where it would above her thigh and then down to the bottom skirt. I just thought it was very over the top, which is half the point of what Gilded Age is. But something that I loved, if you guys look up videos of it, Lizzo also played her flute on the red carpet. She brought it with her and played
flute?
it. Yes, it was a gold flute. And gold flutes, not only are they gorgeous, but they actually are sonically they have a different quality. So it was actually really interesting for me as a flute player.
She is a definition. She was the definition of opulence that
Yes, but the songs she played were all I always say his name wrong, but Debussy,
Debussy,
which is all Gilded Age music. So she had repertoire that was correct to the theme.
She did her homework.
So she did her homework. She read the invitation, which we absolutely love. There were a couple.
Speaking of doing homework, or rather not doing homework, I mean, with the resources and the material and the connections, so many celebrities were just not on theme.
Nope.
And it's so simple to just go to the local library, you search up a picture book about Gilded Age, and then you just open up a random page and you're like, that's what I want to wear.
Yeah,
that's it.
Even Lea Michele could do it. You don't have to read. You
and
can just look at pictures.
And then Kylie Jenner showed up with a snapback.
Literally, okay. And the thing that made me most mad is Kylie Jenner shows up wearing this bridal gown, which honestly the bottom of is gorgeous.
The bottom is gorgeous. I have to say.
Very opulent, big fluffy skirt, lots of little tiny layers. It just looks very expensive. But then the top slowly gets uglier and uglier as you scroll up the picture, and then this weird unshaped kind of face veil, which I think could have looked nice and had a shape to it, that's connected to a snapback. What are we doing?
Waist down,
On theme.
Opulence royalty, waist up, Forever 21 employee.
Yeah, and it wasn't in a way that was like exciting or it felt like was a thoughtful take. It was just random.
It wasn't like a spin-off of like contemporary.
But then
it just wasn't.
Then what really got me was that Nicki Minaj also wore a baseball cap, a leather baseball cap. What? Why? What? I don't know. And also, like, don't get me wrong, I love Nicki, but what's up? I don't like this outfit at all.
I do have to say, a lot of celebrities did show up looking good.
Yes.
Like, in good, like, Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, look.
Or Cardi B. They showed up in good gowns, but it just wasn't on theme.
Well, I could personally make an argument for Olivia's being on theme just because, like, purple, in addition to being, like, a very on-brand color for her, is, like, the color of royalty, very much a status color. I think she could have gone a little bit bigger with the dress, but I thought she looked amazing,
great.
Though. Yeah. There were
Cardi B's.
I liked Cardi B's
a lot. She was wearing,
honestly.
Versace?
Moschino.
Oh, Moschino?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's because I saw that. I saw her next to Donatella Versace, so I was like, oh, she's probably wearing Versace.
Understandable. But then there were also, I am just sick and freaking tired. If you are a person who wants to wear a suit to the Met Gala, totally fine. But, like, do something. Try a little bit. Like, Austin Butler, don't get me wrong, this man is extremely attractive, but just wearing a black suit is not groundbreaking. It's not interesting. Versus, like,
who did good? I don't even know.
In terms of, like, men fashion figures, I really like Ashton Sanders. He looked like in the best way possible, like a toy soldier with these very, like, clean lines down the legs. Honestly reminds me of, like, high school marching band uniform.
It was really,
so it's like
I also I liked Shawn Mendes' look. Not gonna lie.
I like Shawn too. Okay, and look, you all are gonna be like, oh, he looks like Doctor Strange, and I'm like, he does, and what's wrong with it?
Yeah, because that is Gilded Age.
That is literally Gilded Age. He followed the theme. Shawn went for it, and also he went for it in a way that felt very, like, on brand for him. It didn't feel forced at all to me. There were just a couple that I just did not like at all, and I think I blocked them out of my memory. You know which one I hated most? Bad Bunnies. Oh my gosh. Yes. Why?
Oh my god.
If this had been for the camp theme that they did a couple of years ago, that would be great.
He would have won.
It would have been great. But he just...
And people applauding him because...
Because why? Also, additionally, there are some people who I am tired of showing up in certain outfits. Like, okay, Hailey Bieber, don't get me wrong, her dress was gorgeous, but it wasn't on theme, and it was more about the way she wore the dress than the dress itself, which, don't get me wrong, is a skill within itself. I don't want to be bashing her at all for that, because she has an amazing confidence, like, aura to her. But, like, that is not the prompt for the gala. It's to wear these extreme, opulent clothes that fit in a very specific theme and to just really invest time in picking out your design.
Also, Chloe Bailey's, love it, don't understand how it's gilded.
Same. And
very weird.
So some people, y'all gotta prove that you know how to read the theme. There should be, like, a knowledge quiz before you are able to go on the red carpet.
They should probably, like, find them if they're not on theme, you know?
Not being fined if they're not on
At this point, it's like the least you could do, you know?
I mean, I guess.
I like how some men showed up with canes. That was kind of...
I like that. No, but that actually was, like, on theme. And honestly, okay, here's another thing. Future, he wore a suit, but it was, like, with shorts. Even though that's not necessarily, like, on brand for Gilded Age, I actually liked it. And the reason why is because everything else I could tell where he was going with, like, the certain lapel style and the style of his coat, that he was going for the Gilded Age. But then what he did was he made it Future's take on Gilded Age with the sparkly, like, mask and the kind of, like, shattered glass on the lapel and the short shorts. So I don't know. There's a way to do it. And also, Kid Cudi looked incredible.
I love Kid Cudi.
Like, the blue, like, that's one of the other traditional royalty colors, and just absolutely rocked it. Full cape.
National Treasure Kid Cudi.
National Treasure Kid Cudi, exactly. But yeah, so other thing we have to talk about.
Also, did you see Emma Stone's dress?
I don't want to talk about it.
Pigeon. Someone said she looked like a pigeon.
That's so mean.
I mean,
it's a pretty dress.
As a woman who played a character that was in the Gilded Age,
Cruella
de Vil, she could have gone to the back closet and just
Yeah. And especially when, like, Cruella was all about the fashion. Like, girl, you know where to find the clothes and the people. So we're not going to talk about it because I'm disappointed. But something we do need to talk about a little bit is just kind of the weirdness of the Met Gala night, just due to some, like, big national news.
The political leak.
Yeah, so there was a leak of a Supreme Court opinion draft, pretty significant, talking about Roe v. Wade. I'm sure y'all have already heard a lot about it. We're going to, of course, continue to cover that on thebat.com if you guys want to check out from our news reporters. But it was just kind of weird because I wanted to go into this night to just be able to enjoy the fashion and look into it and just have fun conversations like the one we're having right now. But it was kind of hard.
It just flipped over. Like the whole country just flipped over that night.
Yeah, and it was just a really weird coincidence because instead of seeing people post about Met Gala on Monday night, I was seeing it like yesterday and like even today, honestly, like on Tuesday and Wednesday, people post about it. So I don't know, it's been kind of interesting how obviously, you know, the national news is, I think, a more important discourse, but it's just interesting seeing how the two have kind of interacted and especially how different everyone's feeds had been, because I know for me, my feed was almost entirely all the Roe v. Wade stuff, and you said that yours was
mostly Met Gala.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's just interesting.
But now, if anything, I'm seeing more Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
Which, if anything, is better because that means that the attention is going, you know, where it should be.
Yeah. So who would you, Ruben, give your overall, like, best dressed favorite one of the night to?
I think I'll probably have to give it to Jessica Chastain. I loved her dress. Jessica Chastain in Gucci.
Oh, yeah. It was great. And honestly, the like head wrap,
the head turban,
that was my favorite part of it. Yeah, and I know I already said this, but I think Lizzo has to be my favorite for the evening. Just like did a great job, and
before we end, what are your thoughts on Billy's?
Okay, so here's my thing.
I don't know how to feel about it.
I like this for a Gilded Age costume party. I don't like it for the Met Gala. Because
it seemed more like a costume of the Gilded Age.
Yes, because it's on theme and it's very flattering and I really like the colors. But I feel like with the resources she has and with the expectations of opulence for the night, it was a little bit of a letdown. But I liked where she clearly knew what the age and what the fashion trends were at the time.
She had the image.
One more thing I do want to talk about. How come all the actors from Bridgerton had a major letdown? Because their era, the Regency era and the Gilded Age, are very, very similar in terms of fashion, like just sequentially. And none of them, like, they all looked good, but none of them really stuck to the theme. And I have to wonder, is it like, are they just tired of, like, wearing clothes like that because they do it all the time for work?
At this point, I really do believe that they don't give the theme to the celebrities until, like, the day before. Like, Gilded Age! And they're like, where am I going to get it?
No, literally. But, of course, we would love to hear all of y'all's takes on the Met Gala fashion. Also, just like, this is a random survey question, but do you think that people who don't follow the theme should be uninvited? Or fined? I don't know about fined. But,
I think fined.
But what should be the, should they just be allowed to keep doing it? Because we've got some repeat offenders.
I mean, isn't the Met Gala, like, a charity dinner or whatever?
Another great question. What is the Met Gala?
What is the Met Gala? I think it's a charity dinner.
I really don't
know.
So
if people don't follow the theme, they get fined and it goes to charity.
I like that. There we go. We've made an executive decision. But yeah, let us know what you guys thought about this year's Met Gala or anything else culture related. And thank you so much for joining us to talk about this today.
Thank you.
This week's episode was produced and edited by Kyle McClinigan. Make sure to check out our final episode of the Fall 2020 season this Sunday.